There are only two types of people, those who love Andrew Tate and those who hate him. And after what I saw, I changed my opinion about him forever. What's up, rolls? My name is Igor, welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, guys, we'll talk about Andrew Tate and his terrible position regarding Ukraine. As a Ukrainian, I'll tell you why my attitude towards him has changed dramatically, and I have a lot to say. I guess that everyone knows Andrew Tate nowadays, because for some time he was even the most Googled person in the world. An ex-professional kickboxer, a red pill guy who is famous for his ability to speak and talk in radical thoughts. It's worth noting that Andrew Tate's states and views has been a subject of controversy, like topics such as masculinity, relationships and mental health. In fact, like I said, people either love him madly or hate him immensely. And you will be surprised, but I was his fan, and I even found out that he lives in Romania, pretty close to me. At first glance, this guy seems very good, because he motivates youth to go to the gym, achieve goals in life and earn money, etc. But at the same time he expressed quite and strange opinions on women, not always respectful. Anyhow, this man motivated me to be successful, earn money and just be self-development man. And let's be objective, despite some controversial opinions about the women, he positively changed lives of young men with his words.
Because your own mind is the only thing you can control. You can't control the weather.
But I want to emphasize that I never agree with someone 100%. And I'm infinitely frightened by people who do the opposite. And even about Ukraine, I don't idealize my native country. There are a lot of problems which I talk about in my videos. But there are many people who fully agree with Andrew Tate's anti-Western conservative views as well as self-development ones. I was impressed by him only because of his motivation that he gives to the youth. And in general, I had a really good opinion about him until I heard this fucking delusional thoughts about Ukraine and Russia. This is an excerpt of his words against the background of the video footages with the sad emotional music kinda shit. Let's check it out.
What's sad about any war is that it's always the normal people who suffer. And it's also sad in wars where there's never a good guy and a bad guy. One guy's half good, half bad, the other guy's half good, half bad. In the West, they're trying to say Putin's completely the bad guy. He's not.
What? Stop. Are you sure that Putin has any positive sides? Already from the beginning we can hear this pro-Russian mood, and it's gonna be crazy.
He has reasons, and his reasons are very logical and sound. And anybody who researches it understands what his reasons are. And Ukraine's not completely the bad guy either. So it's a new.
Ukraine is not a completely bad guy either. He really thinks that Ukraine can be seen as a bad guy when Russia attacked it. I wanna hear what he says next.
In us in America, we don't hear anything about really the Ukraine and Russia war.
Not too much.
Well, they give you the propagandized version, right? They give you the propaganda
what
that
the heck?
Putin's a crazy man who's lost his mind. And da, da, da.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Tell me.
And that's not the case at all. The true case is that NATO, when the USSR fell, NATO said it will not expand 1 inch eastward. That's what they promised Putin.
Oh damn, everyone has heard the stupid version of NATO expansion for a million times. Every country has right to join NATO and in general do whatever it wants. Do you think the countries have planned to join NATO and attack Russia? It sounds so stupid. And I, as an ordinary resident of Ukraine who didn't care about politics, became a victim of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. How is this related to NATO? In fact, Russia wants to control Ukraine, as well it controls Belarus, but the Ukrainians have gone to the side of Europe. And of course we wanna join NATO, because it would guarantee our security forever. And Andrew doesn't give an answer to the direct question why Russia invaded Ukraine. Just some, oh, NATO. If you don't support NATO, then why do you live in Romania? He is completely ignorant of Ukraine's history and speaks such nonsense. Let's continue.
Then they've expanded eastward non-stop. They have Lithuania, Estonia, Romania, Poland, Bulgaria, Turkey. They've just expanded, right? They've expanded all the way to Russia's border. And Russia and Putin have taken them to international court repeatedly, saying, listen, this is against the rules. You said you're not going to do this. You keep breaking the agreement you signed.
Is there any textual confirmation of this agreement? But what would you say, Phil? Someone promised something to someone. Are you fucking crazy? I don't really know if it makes sense to talk about this delusional version, but one who really doesn't keep its promises is Russia. Ukraine signed the Budapest Memorandum of 1994, in which received guarantees from Russia, the USA and Great Britain regarding the country's territorial integrity and security. In exchange, Ukraine agreed to renounce nuclear weapons and become an untouchable state. Officially, Ukraine handed over its nuclear stockpiles to Russia, and it signed a treaty, together with USA and Great Britain, simply saying to never invade Ukraine. The memorandum was a document of a political nature and contained security guarantees. Like, this is a direct, clear document that Russia has violated in 2014. Only try to say something about NATO expansion expansion or not complying with the agreements again. In the matter of NATO, there was no document, they are not guilty of anything. At the time when Russia violated a direct document.
If Russia was putting missiles in Canada and Mexico City and expanding towards your border with military bases, you wouldn't be happy either. So he's taken them to court repeatedly. They ignore it. America just vetoes it. They don't respect international law because they're America. They're the big boss. Fuck you. Boom. Veto, veto, veto. So Putin's sitting there saying, listen, I've done everything legally.
Stop. What? Are you fucking crazy? Is it legal to invade a foreign country and killing people there? Or here for me because I'm living in Ukraine. Is the fact that Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine legal too?
Supposed to do. I've told you guys to stop encroaching on us. You keep encroaching on us. You're expanding now, and Ukraine is the final line. You're not going to let Ukraine join NATO. Ukraine gets this new leader funded by the West, and he starts talking about joining NATO.
Are you crazy, dude? This shit gone insane. Andrew is against the ideas of the West, and because of this he automatically opposes Ukraine, because America helps us the most. And he calls it Ukrainian leaders financed by the West. He absolutely doesn't understand what he is talking about.
Also, to couple into the fact that a lot of ethnic Russians in the East, Ukraine has been decimating them. They talk about what's happening now, but they never talked about this war starting in 2014. Ukraine's been shelling its own towns in the East, which are pro-Russian.
Oh my god, are you fucking crazy? Ukraine was shelling itself. Oh, okay, listen my explanation. In 2014, a group of armed separatists supported by Russia seized buildings in some cities of Donetsk and Luhansk regions, that is eastern Ukraine. They announced the creation of Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, or talking poorly, banana republics that no one recognizes. After that, Ukrainians began to liberate these lands, which were occupied by separatists and financed by the Russian military, since 2014.
So there's people who are living in these pro-Russian settlements getting blown up by their own Ukrainian military. They call them separatists, whatever. So Ukraine's been committing war crimes for a very long time anyway. So Putin's just said, look, Ukraine's the final straw. You're not going to join NATO. And then they start talking too tough about joining NATO. And this is what's kind of interesting about geopolitics, because anyone who's a friend of America is completely arrogant. It's just kind of like, look at an analogy. You're Russia. NATO is your enemy to a degree. If you see your enemy in the end of your garden, and every day you say, don't move, he takes one step. Eventually, are you going to wait for him to get in the house? Or are you going to walk out to your garden and say, I fucking told you?
Stop. Why can't we join NATO? We want to do this because history is cyclical. And it's not the first time when Russia attacked Ukraine. For example, 1917, when Ukraine was attacked by Soviet Russia, resulting in the formation of the Soviet Union. We want our safety. Something wrong with that? I just can't listen to this delusional nonsense. And now let's watch Andrew Tate's show or whatever.
We're all going to do a thing on Ukraine. In fact, for this week's Certified G, we're going to talk about Ukraine.
Some cringe. What the heck? Ukraine, okay?
Do you know, Tristan, do you even know who this week's Certified G is?
I think I do. Because we spoke about it today and we said, ooh, he should be Certified G. Obviously, I do no preparation for this. None of this is scripted, by the way. This is an unscripted show.
Okay.
But I know who the Certified G is because we've been fans of this guy for a long motherfucking time.
What the heck, man? What the heck?
Boom. He's just like, I want it, I'll take it.
I can understand a mind like that.
Give me that. Give me it.
Are you fucking crazy?
And the historical context and the law.
Okay.
No. I didn't ask you about historical context or law or lines on a map. Give me that. Because you don't want it.
Because you know, when I go to Ukraine, I've got a similar attitude.
I'm just speechless. So there is some show, Cobra Tate or whatever, where these alpha males talk about life. Tate's logic applies to Ukraine as well. We know that we're gonna lose, but we will fight and we won't give up. I think this one is better than I want it, I take it. Like, if in the first interview he spoke nonsense, but at least provided some facts and evidence, which of course we found out are false. Now he directly supports the Russian aggression against my country and to some extent makes fun of it. And Tristan compares going to country and find a woman for one night with the fucking invasion where people are dying.
Because you know, when I go to Ukraine, I've got a similar attitude.
How good that I saw these videos and suddenly stopped following him. Certified G, that is how these dudes name a cool people. And they seriously admire Putin and call him a Certified G. My brain like boom!
Boom.
Write down in the comments whether you think that Putin is Certified G. It's crazy, it's stupid. So now when I see the last one.
I think Putin is misunderstood. I think he's a misunderstood man. I think that he's been in power for a very long time. I think he's extremely smart. I think he genuinely cares about Russia and Russians.
Stop. Yeah, Putin is very worried about his country and about Russians. Considering that in their country there is no freedom of speech, the economy in the ass and sanctions are in effect, but they invented a 100 times cooler analog of McDonald's, Tasty and Point, in which McDonald's sauces are issued with the logo drawn on with a black marker. I was genuinely disappointed in him and concluded that he doesn't really know what he's talking about in this matter. I used to like this guy because he really motivated me, but of course now I'm not fond of him. And for some it doesn't matter what he said about Ukraine, but for me it was very unpleasant, and I extremely hope that a lot of people see this video, because he is madly famous now, and he talks some nonsense about Ukraine and a lot of people believe in this. But my goal is to tell the truth about my country. I completely disappointed in Andrew because he seemed to me to be a really cool guy, like cigars, sports car, Bugatti, I don't know, a lot of beautiful women and so on. In this matter, Andrew Tate really pissed me off, and he really wants to look like a red pill dude. The every information in news is lying to you. There is no black or white, there is always gray. And the reason for the word that they say on TV is a lie. If you watch the Russian TV, then there is. In general, I recommend you to watch my channel because I'm here revealing the truth about Ukraine, some topics which no one talks about, etc. and nah. So subscribe, put a like if you are interested in watching this video, it really makes me happy. I really try to speak English better than I was, and if you want to support me, Patreon link in the description. And write down in the comment section, do you like Andrew Tate? And that's it. Thank you, Royals. See ya.